The last of the frills, Possum.
The fire's out. Let's go.
Look out! Cannonetties!
Let me at him. Not too far to the old barracks now. We have to keep moving. The old barracks are just ahead.
Come on, Possum! We have to make it to the old barracks! Not far to go now!
Hey, Faulty. Howdy, howdy. Did you stream more tonight? I wasn't looking at all, honestly. I was busy for most of the evening. Did I really? I thought that was yesterday. Huh. If I just timed that wrong. I could have sworn that was yesterday. Oh, yeah, technically it was yesterday. But how did I lose so much time there? Actually, oh yeah, the one robot was kind of stubborn there, so. So then, how was the rest of the stream? I'll rephrase the question. Hell yeah. So my hand like instinctively used my normal split key to split that instead of just using my controller now that I have it set up. It's probably why that was a slight gold. It's probably gonna be a couple false golds just because now I can split at the exact same time I press the button.
Hey there, Ty.
Why is that? I really should have set a mute key, like the toggle mute key on to keep the controller as well.
want some? You don't look old enough. Tell you what, I do have something in my lab. I found them while digging up some Google berries. You can have them.
I don't know what happened with that turning there a second ago. That like didn't turn as much as it should. I don't think I've ever played a game that gets me that much. But I also just haven't really played many games that have a story emotional like that to begin with. Like, actually, I guess The Walking Dead would count for that. I don't know that it ever got me to that point fully, but it was definitely close a couple times. The one by Telltale. But I feel like that's like a pretty common thing. Most people who have played that game have probably gotten really emotional at certain points in it. It's just that kind of story. Whether it be emotional sad or emotional angry at like people being stupid. This is actually not as uncomfortable as I expected it to be. Having to hold the controller this way just because you have to keep it plugged in. I'll still probably unplug it halfway through the run, but if I had to do the whole run like this, I wouldn't be too mad. Yeah, you're definitely bound to be more sensitive to that kind of thing if your head's been kind of all over the place. Which is good and bad, because like, it'll hit you in a way that hasn't hit you before, which is the new experience, but oh my god. That is the first time I've ever missed that. The trigger for picking that thing up is ridiculously big. Oh, that gave me nothing? Really? Yeah, well, this one. Let's go off this tree. That's a good one. This rock, hopefully. There's two quick ones. That one was nothing. This one maybe? Yeah, that's something. Where in the world did I lose 6 seconds? What? I'm calling BS on that. I mean, the driving was a little off, but like, nowhere near 6 seconds, Jesus. The same with, like, missing the picking up of the thing, too, as well. That certainly wouldn't have been 6 seconds, but whatever. If this run dies, then I need to BRB really briefly, but also it's going to be really hard to keep up with these foot zone in general. Like, the run I did last night had a very strong, like, pretty much all the run was pretty strong, so. My goal here is 110, so, like, like, ideally, like, something like a mid 110, that should be doable. Maybe even a low 110, if it's a really strong run. Tail swipe there. Tail swipe is a Pokemon move, that's not what I meant. Don't hit him? Why did none of those hit him? Okay, that's a good pattern that he did that in the second bit. Oh, perfect phase 3. Yo, nice. Perfect landing, perfect phase 3. Nope. Well, I mean, the first hit was kind of dumb in phase 3, but like, that's no fault of my own. Just getting that early hit on the third one. I need the Thermo Bunyip.
Bye-bye.
And grab. It's weird changing the order of the words for this mission.
Hello, toy.
Changes it from a mission name into describing what we're doing. The mission is grab, and what we're doing, we're grab. It's a weird feeling that, like, you can progressively lose, like, maybe 1 second on, like, 5 splits in a row and be okay with it because 1 second at a time, unreasonable things are fine. But then you look at it and you're 5 seconds ahead and all of a sudden you have a problem with that, even though you know each individual bit of it was reasonable. It's weird how the mentality works like that. I thought that was gonna miss for a second. That enemy just died on its own, wow. All the time the enemies will fall from up high down here, but not often do they actually fall all the way into the lava without me even having to do anything. Yeah, that guy just fell, for example. Forbidden soup. It's very chunky, warm soup. Oh, come on. Oh, that's almost bad. That almost didn't make that. I only want that thing spinning maybe once, like, but it spun around twice, so the angle wasn't really that great.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. The Google juice was drunk when I got here. Hey,
It's a fun
hey,
area to do, it's just we only go here and, like,
dinosaur thingy? Guess what? They can look all they want.
all missions does this area, but
No way.
only 80%, so we don't actually go into the Steve area, and
I ain't got anything to do.
we don't do it at all in 80%.
Nada. Except for these. These are for you.
And then 95 and 100% come here, but they do everything, so it's a lot more annoying. So this is like the only... This and all missions are the only time we really come into this area without it being like a run killer. Which I hate, because this is a fun area to do, but... Good music. Fun going through the lava and all that.
Boy, have I got some stories to tell. The
Things I've seen and the stuff I've done.
It has been a book it was. 2 even. Maybe 3 if you use big brain. There was this time when this thing happened in this place I was at. Oh boy, was that ever an adventure. This person, I forgot their name.
I just realized the Steve that the stream was dead for last night was the one that the command is for. Now you actually get to see it tonight.
I like these kids. Here, have these things I got from that person in my story.
Yeah, that. It's the Goo chant. It's a secret chant that lets you into secret Goo Steve's hiding space. Only Goo Steves are supposed to know it, but now we know it, so it's okay. We can get in there now. As long as we don't tell anybody. I'm sorry, only Stevosaurus. That's what it is. He's a Stevosaurus.
It's my furry little orange buddy. Voltadan to you. Sir, do you like jokes? I do. Almost as much as I love Goo Juice. Someone told me this once during a hailstorm under a rusty tin roof. It was loud, and I couldn't hear very well, but it sounded something like this. Blah, 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 chicken. Blah, 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 bicycle.
Blah 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 blah. Excuse me. Blah blah blah. Huge red back spider.
And I said, blah, 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 throws the blah, blah down the door.
Rah ha 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 ha.
That cracks me up every time. Here, have some of this.
Oh my god. Perfectly timed pace. There's not really a whole lot of difficult stuff in this run, so it's not really too surprising. The only things that like are quote-unquote difficult in this run are the things that you do in like literally every single category, so I should have equal practice on it all. Like no matter what category you're doing, this exact set of missions going from Dennis Freeway to Croc Wrestling over to Ripper Nipper, Oil Rig followed by the best fight, like that exact same order of missions is always there in every single category of the game, so this portion of the run just never changes. There's never a different order that's better for this part of the game. So the movement and all these minigames should be pretty consistent at this point, and they are. If I can just not drop this piece again. For whatever reason, I've had blood issues recently. Alright, that's good. I didn't realize I skipped so many splits last night. I was thinking earlier about how I even came up with the order of getting these Crocs, and it was basically just trial and error. Like I just tried a couple things in some early runs just to see if picking this one up at this time would make sense. With the only general philosophy is I try to make sure that if there's ever a crocodile that ever is close to the boat that we drop it off on, I wait until the boat is right next to it to grab it, because then that reduces flight time. Like that one a minute ago, and this one here, pretty close to it, so you can just do that. This as well. And those two on the far right are always really far away no matter what, so whenever the boat's in between two close ones, or it's not close to one of them rather, that's when I get them. This movement was really good here. And in general, the philosophy for movement in this game is just go in as straight of line as possible. Cut corners when you can. Otherwise, just avoid doing a bunch of curves and turns and stuff when you don't need to. Glad there's no splits that are done like while I'm driving, because it would be very annoying to hit R1 because I use my index finger for R2.
Ah, my fuzzy orange friend returned. I think I'm all out of Google juice.
Not good.
You don't think they want my Google juice, do you? I won't let them take it from me. No way. I'll hide it real good, just as soon as I find it. Speaking of finding things, I found these. I know you like them, so they're all yours. That was you.
I love my .1 golds. I swear I've gotten like five or six golds here, and I think my some of the best has only gone down like 3 or 4 seconds. Like, because they're on average like less than half a second each. Hello, Anki. How long will it be until you hear back about the essay? Like grading or whatever. How long will it be until you hear back on the essay and like how you did on it? I've been having some pretty good oil rigs lately, so hopefully I can keep this trend up. This is a really satisfyingly fun level to do when it goes well. It was a bit sloppy last night, so I think there's some time to save here, but overall they've been good. One of the things I need to do with my trainer is see if I can confirm whether it's faster to move in the bunyip or not. Because I get out of the bunyip there based on the logic that I move faster as Ty. And I don't need the bunyip for any of those bits there. I can jump over all of it. And the time it takes to get out of the bunyip is negated because I would have to get out of it anyways at the ladder. So the only thing that's changing is that I'm moving as Ty up until I get to the ladder instead of staying in the bunyip until there. visual cue. Let's go for this. It's a bit off, I can tell. Come on. There we go. That's done. Probably gonna come out close to even here. Might lose a couple seconds. That's my guess. Nope. For whatever reason, I just decided I don't need to press square there. Yeah, if I just look at it aggressively enough, it'll just turn on. That would be nice. Okay, yeah, came out even. Might lose a bit here though, because I think I usually split a little bit later than I did on that last one there. I'll try something. Okay. I didn't want to take a chance on the past on letting him hit me accidentally, but I wanted to see if he could actually break the individual ones while in that bit. I still think it would be cooler if, like, you could slowly take away some of his health by breaking the nanobots. Or if, like, the goal of the fight was to just defeat them all. Like, it would be a lot of things to kill, but it would be cool. Certainly be a lot more creative than this. It's nice, like, I don't complain too much with this fight, just because, like, it's nice to have a break from the action, where it's just a 4-minute split where literally pretty much nothing can go wrong. It's nice to have, in an hour and 11 minute speedrun, to have 4 minutes automatically free. Right at the middle point, like. Whereas in other categories, it's, like, nowhere near the middle, but. Any percent it pretty much is, but. I think having my controller plugged in for an hour is probably enough by now, so I will probably unplug it in a minute. Back ahead, come on. I'm not allowed to have him destroy everything this round, apparently. Oh, I need to get close to him. Well, I got everything over here. Pretty much all of it, just that area. Unplug controller. Good. I can actually, like, hunch over and sit in a better position. I will immediately buy a longer charging cord after the stream. It takes a moment like that to really force you to remember that.
What? Bye-bye. Get up. That's a ripple of a rain, son. Bye, son.
It is when you've been sitting in a very awkwardly back position the entire time. With your arms up, without moving, for 38 minutes straight. Pretty nuts that I'm actually managing to stay ahead of last night's pace. Even without saving the time in the oil rig that I had. So, in other words, this run should be free. Since I seem to be apparently consistent at this. Local recording, so even if internet dies and I like have to get up to fix it or something, like I'll just wait until the run's over and I'll just finish recording it. Internet should be fine though, that only happens like once a month. If even that. I'm hoping I'm just gonna do this one run and stop though tonight. I have things to do and I need to eat, which I didn't do before. This was just like the only time of night that I had space to be able to fit in an hour-long thing like this. I've been intentionally getting hit by that EO recently because I noticed it bumps me forward a little bit. What, biologically? Or they just come from nowhere? No one knows where they started. I didn't turn quite as sharp there as I should have. More keep existing. So they just no idea how they keep showing up everywhere. Oh god. I keep getting scared. After the game crashed a couple nights ago, like, I keep getting scared that it's gonna keep doing it. Every time it freezes like that. When it never normally does that during normal gameplay for me. Rex is so needy, he keeps telling me pick up all the pipes, as if I don't know what to do already. professional speedrunner, I know what to do here. Oh, that almost didn't pick that up. I lost a stupid 3.5 seconds at the end of here just because of that button at the end. I'm gonna try and do it a bit less lazily this time. I trusted it kind of too blindly, which is why as soon as it didn't work the first time, I didn't know what to do. Instead of just taking the 1 or 2 seconds to set it up. It doesn't even require setup, it's just standing in a certain spot. Standing in a spot and aiming, but I'm still pretty sure that cycle is just impossible to make. At least in any percent style here. These game developers did. They decided that would be a fun amusement park. I don't disagree. Makes it a lot more exciting. Alright, as long as I actually hit this button correctly, this will be a very, very good split. Alright, good enough. I don't know how strong the segment is, so I'm not expecting a gold necessarily, but... Okay, close enough. So, without the button being a little annoying at the end, I probably could gold by like maybe a second at most. Pretty solid segment though, overall. Ninja's 2 segment is never going to be improved though, like with the Crocs last night. Unless I somehow managed to match it here, but like it had so little to do with skill. It was just complete luck that 3 of the crocodiles decided to go in on their own. That's not something I can intentionally replicate. It doesn't even matter though, because like I go into categories expecting bad crocs, so whenever I get one, it's just an added bonus. Eat orange rat.
I thought you was one of them, but they tend to be purple. I have to line up on the good with you. So, what brings you here? Me? find me. No way. I think they might be attracted to orange rat smell. Listen, if I give you these, will you go away?
I'm gonna do what I did last night, just hit them once. Like that, and just see what happens. Because, like, for all we know, this could be consistent. Or at least consistent enough to be helpful. Problem is, there's just so many of them over here at once that they tend to just start ignoring what you tell them to do. Like that, like he just turned around for no reason. Like, oh my god. Just go in, one of you, please. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. See, I would have already been done 10 seconds ago. That's how good the Crux was last night. Stop. Just go in. Are you kidding me? It literally just like clipped through before it went in normally. And that automatically there is one of the worst procs in my life. I can't even remember the last time I've done worse than 9 minutes there. That was horrendous. And that is why we took that mission out of any percent. Like, even though it's technically a tiny bit slower. It's just so inconsistent. That literally cost me about 20 seconds now. Compared to last night, at least. Which is fine, because, like, realistically, it's only 10 seconds over what I would normally aim for. Just compared to these splits, I'm gonna almost certainly be behind by probably about 15, maybe. See, the problem with it is, like, I was herding them all towards the front, which is, like, what you kind of have to do. But, like, it's simultaneously a bad thing, because when they get so close to each other, that's when they start ignoring what you tell them to do. But, like, the alternative is to just walk all the way to the front and deal with those three, and then walk to the back and bring the other ones back again, which is just as slow, because you have to move around a lot more. So it's, like, really all I usually do is just do what I did there and just hope that a couple of them go in on their own, or hope that they listen to me. Jesus, I'm already losing time. Yeah. Plus, this ninja's is being pretty slow. See, if it wasn't for the fact that I have other things to do tonight, I would definitely just reset here. I wouldn't even bother, but... I really only have time to do one at this point. Well, yeah, missing cam. I've never used a cam, ever, so that's not really a surprise. I might get one at some point. You should get a cam on your stream. I think you've used one a couple times. Steep percent is pretty much objectively the best category for this game, even though it's a bit of a meme. But meme categories are always good, so. Gooboo Steve is just a guy you talk to in the game 10 times. He gives you opals, which is currency. He gives you a big speech. So this is basically like modified any percent, where the goal is to just talk to Steve all 10 times as quick as possible. Which is basically the same as any percent for the first 3/4 of the game, but then after the third boss, you can get to the last couple steeds without needing to actually technically do any of the missions. So we don't do any of the missions in the final, like, section of the run. We just rush to the last 3 steeds and finish there without having to do the last set of missions or the final boss. So, it's shorter than any percent. It cuts out a lot of the really boring things that happen at the end of the game. It goes to a couple levels that are a lot more fun than what you do in 80%. But it also has one of the, like, one of the stupidest areas you have to deal with right at the end of the run, so you could be very ahead and just suddenly lose 40 seconds just because one area doesn't cooperate. So, like, overall it's much better. But that one area at the end is really, really demotivating. It happened last night. My internet cut out in the middle of the run. Pretty much right at the spot of the run, the internet died. And that completely threw me off because I wasn't local recording for whatever reason. I always do, but I wasn't local recording, so I had to pause the timer to start that, which invalidates the run already, but I still wanted to finish it. And then it completely threw me off and I messed up the route in one spot. And then the area I was talking about cost me 40 seconds once the internet did come back, so. Tonight was supposed to make up for that, but as you can see I just lost 33 seconds, so. The worst part of this run is the area that just cost me 33 seconds, so. I'll definitely be able to pull back for sure. It's just this is definitely going to go from being like low 110 category to realm to maybe being more of like a mid 110 if I had to guess.
My secret place. Only Stevosaurus who knows the Google chant can be here.
There it is, Google.
Google, Google, go. Shaka, waka, waka, wo. Stick a finger in your ear and yell out Google loud and clear. I guess you know the chant now. Well, you can stay. Just be quiet, okay? And don't tell anyone I gave you these.
This segment might be wrong. In fact, this segment and the fluffy segment might be wrong just because I don't exactly know when I normally split here, so I might need to reset the segment after the run. Are we on the next step cycle yet, or I honestly haven't been paying too much attention. There hasn't been too much activity, so. Oh my god, what? How did I not land on that? That's bad. That's gonna be a dumb 5 seconds or so. Alright, no. The splits are correct here. I wasn't sure if I had normally split after there, but if I did, then that would have just saved 30 seconds from nowhere, so. Oh my god. Megrain, come back. That was about 3-ish seconds, maybe 4, I lost there. So, down to 26 now. Where do I have 9.5 seconds to save here? Maybe I don't know actually. My segments were totally all confused at this point. on the run yesterday because of everything, so. The fluffy fight was fine though, pretty sure. Yeah, either way I've got 55 seconds on the Outback Oasis, so. I'm not going to be going into it expecting perfection. In fact, there's a different way I usually do that room that I hadn't really realized I was doing wrong yesterday. What I was doing works, but it's a lot riskier. Normally I kind of swing on the hook to the left and then I go over to the right. Instead I was like trying to bypass that and just go straight forward, which works, but it's a lot longer of a jump, and the lashing range is very tiny. Oh, that was instant kill, wow. It was literally just, I mean, these robots don't have a whole lot of health. They have a lot less health than the guys in the intro. But still, that was like one single headshot, it was just dead. Bada bing, bada boom. Hold on, where did those 20 seconds come from there? Huh. Alright, whatever. Not gonna question it. Because again, I just never had these segments correct recently, so I don't know. I'm almost skeptical of that, honestly. But, like, at the same time, like, it's objectively correct. I split at the right times. Like, I 100% paused my timer yesterday when I was doing stuff, so I shouldn't have messed anything up in the process there. Oh, you know what it is? So what it is that I think the fluffy segment in itself is a lot shorter after the route change that we had. And the only runs I've done ever since then, I think there's only been 2 completed runs since then, where the first one, the fluffy fight, was a disaster, so it didn't gold. And then what happened yesterday was I skipped the segment right before it, which meant that I didn't get the actual updated gold yet that includes the time save from the route change onto the fluffy segment yet. So now that I did everything correct here and I didn't mess anything up, now all of a sudden there's a gold on there that technically I had it yesterday, that gold. Like, technically I pulled ahead from that. But it doesn't record it as that, because I skipped the segment before it. And it doesn't save golds that way. It's a little bit different, it handles it differently then. Does that make sense? And that also explains why I wasn't behind as much as I thought it would be yesterday, because I had forgotten to talk to the 7th Steve yesterday because of the internet going out and messing me up. I had forgotten to talk to that Steve, and when I went over there and came back, I had basically net zeroed on my time, which was really weird. I was expecting to be behind. But now it makes sense, because I didn't realize that I had a 25-second gold there to help me out. Yeah, some of us 108's nuts. That also means that almost certainly a mid 109 is doable here. Probably not tonight, but we'll see, depending on how this room goes. If this room goes well, then we're definitely talking potential 109 territory, but I'm a little skeptical. Ugh. I'm thinking basically replicate this run, but with a good Crocs. That's 109 right there. But But also, if I get this room first try, then there's a good chance I might get a gold from it, just because it usually goes wrong. This entire category is basically just wait until you get this room to go well, while on a good run. So I'm gonna do this the safer way, and just hope for the best. Can I get that here? No, I can't. I gotta wait on it anyways. Oh well. I was hoping I could reach that in time. Well, I have plenty of time here to wait. So let me try this. That's more safe. I like that more. Okay. That's actually a really safe way to do this. I didn't realize before. And I have to wait on the cycle anyway, so I have time to aim that. That was a perfect first try snipe on the button. So we are in very good shape here. I'm either going to save all of this 55, or it might be gold, depending on split history. I don't remember, so. Also, I don't know if the loads were any better from this PC. Like, I don't know if there's any time save to get from them on this split. I don't think there will be, but. I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised that, like, this Steve speech must be really short, because, like, I've done nothing wrong on this segment so far, and yet only 10 seconds until it's not a gold.
It's you again, you funny little lizard guy. How did you find me? Never
Wow.
mind. As long as they didn't follow you.
That's weird.
They didn't follow you.
I may have to reset the segment.
That's good. Be careful. Look what I've been collecting. I found them not all around the place. I don't need them, so they're all yours.
Yeah, I'm definitely resetting that segment. There's something wrong with that. Like, there's no way I did anything even remotely close to costing me 7 seconds there. Absolutely not. So that's a false gold. Like, even if I like split Fluffy a bit early, like, it would not have been 7 seconds early. Not even close. Oh well. The next two splits are pretty consistent, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of surprises here. So we're looking at just barely in a still 110 territory, so close. Looking at a 110-10-ish, probably. So I'm gonna make that my guess, 110-10, unless something bad happens. I lost 2 seconds yesterday on this because I started driving the wrong way for a second, so that should be where these 2 seconds are from, most likely. Wakimomo.
I'm doing my Wakimomo then. You know what
No,
they
Silver
call
Rocks is when it died.
Wakimomo while I dance.
I think I came back right after Fluffy, because that's when I actually went and hit stop streaming and restart stream.
And take these with you.
Oh wow, okay, there's a gold there. Huh. Maybe a... Oh. The way I've been going up the shack recently is walking around instead of using the Lashrang. Like, maybe that just saves more time than I expected there, because... Yeah, no, yesterday internet died during Sulfur. And even though what I did was I paused after the beetle mission, and I went and manually reset my modem because it didn't really seem like it was coming back on its own. I waited for like 5 minutes of the run before I did that because I wanted to see if it would come back on its own. It didn't, so I had to go manually reset it. And then even when it came back, I was even connected to chat and everything, but OBS just refused to reconnect. So I had to stop a second time just to hit stop streaming and then start streaming, and then it instantly was good again. So I don't know why OBS didn't automatically fix it at that point, but yeah, so that was after the Fluffy fight. So, what are we looking at here? Minus 56 seconds. I can't do math on that. I think that's like 1:10:08. What just happened to the truck there? Also, I don't know. Oh, I know why I have 240 here. I'm gonna reset this segment too. Something about my PC. As soon as I update my PC to the SSD here, this cycle at the beginning of Never Never, it's impossible to make now. Like, in the past it was consistent that I could always just barely make it, but now I can't even come close. Oh, I might have been able to make that actually. That's dumb. But that's 2.5 seconds there, so. I think it might literally just be that, yeah. Loads too fast. Imagine that, having PC too good, that now you can't make a cycle because it loads it too fast.
Will you quit
Alright.
bothering me? I'm trying to keep a low
I'm gonna keep my guess.
It's very hard to do you showing up all the time. For all I know, they could have followed you here. All I want is
1:10:10.
quiet.
It'll probably be a 1:10:08, but
Look, if I give you this, you'll promise to leave, okay? Here you go.
alright, neither actually. Interesting. Okay. That's fine with me. I will gladly take a 1:10:04.